So last week we announced that we had got unanimous approval by the city of Fernley to go forward with our conditional use permit. Now it goes to the city council in June for basically, we hope it's just a rubber stamp. We're at the end, so you're going to start seeing stuff happening day in and day out now. Hopefully we'll have a video camera up, a 24/7 video camera up here in the next couple of weeks, but we'll let you know about that. It's going to happen here. I would say within the next 30 days, there should be a camera up where people can start to see it being built, and then it'll go really nice. So a live stream. Oh yeah, no, because our biggest competition in this business has been the Canadian and US junior miners that put out press releases about they're in the recycling business, they're doing this, and they're not serious. They're just playing the press release game for their stock. But that's our competition, because other people think we're just like them because, they just think we're like them. And the only way we can differentiate ourselves is to show you that we're actually building something. We're real. So we're just going to do it. We're genuine. So this is a commercial pilot plant for a reason. There's a reason why it's 20,000 metric tons per year. But that's just number one. It's supposed to be a template. It's supposed to be an innovation center. So that next plant will be 100 to 200,000 tons, and it will be built to scale. We may end up building 4 of them at once across the United States. It just depends on the market and so forth, but we're going to be ready for it. But remember, a 20,000 ton is about 200 million in top line revenue, basically per year once it goes forever, right? Based on commodity prices from a year ago. But 100,000 tons is $1 billion. 200,000 tons is $2 billion at the same profit, at greater profit levels. So we're going to go as fast as we can. And we've got great momentum with the US government and all of our partners on it too, as you can well see in the market. So we're in a very good situation from that standpoint. I can say this. So we're working with the government and figuring out at least 6 locations in the United States. We'll play the political game with the states that way and get the right states to help us, right? Because they want to. It's obvious there's 7 more big Tesla Gigafactory type buildings being built in the US now. Of course, we're going to want to be near them. But outside the United States, I've had 16 countries, and I've said this publicly, 16 countries have been in discussions already about building plants in their countries in the future. And you'll see us start to talk about that at the end of the year, because there's no reason to talk about it now. They got to see this first plant being built before we get the second plant. It makes sense, but you got to work the process now. You got to start it now if you want to be doing this in 2 years. You got to start it. We didn't go to the city of Fernley in January and start. We went to the city of Fernley 3 years ago and started laying the groundwork. The reason we got a 7-0, unanimous decision is because we laid all the groundwork, and we're doing that with everything else. You can see that discipline we had for this, we're going to use on everything else. So it's been a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. I get excited. I get excited every day. And as my wife says, but I need to take some time, slow down. and we will welcome people to come out and visit us. Once the plant's up and running, you'll have countries will come in and see us in the fall or in the first quarter. They'll start to come in, and it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, well, originally it's just for lithium-ion batteries. So what does that mean initially? Nickel, cobalt, manganese, lithium, copper, aluminum, graphite, and so forth. But our first factory is not only just a commercial pilot plant. It also has a major processing and analytical lab in it. That lab will be 15,000 feet. It'll probably have 30 people in that lab. That lab will be an innovation center. I don't know what the demographics are of your Discord group, but anybody that's 70 or older would know what Bell Labs was. What Bell Labs was to AT&T and everybody else is what this lab will be for our business. So we'll be able to take in stuff from all over the world and figure out where it came from. Can it work? Can we put it in this? Can it go into a battery? Or we may end up, that innovation center could do a gold and silver extraction too at times. We are in Nevada, but it's going to be a lab. And we're already talking to the people that we worked with back east, Greentown Lab people, about sponsorship there and working with us, and the state of Nevada. We have a lab at the University of Nevada, Reno today that we've already got equipment in, and it's being commissioned. That equipment will get moved into the new lab. So we're not letting the grass grow very fast. Or the moss grow, I guess. All options are available. you would look at countries and companies and people that are involved. So it just depends on the country. Well, it depends on the company that wants to license it, right? And it depends on what country it's in. We're still not going to license it to China. We're not going to do any business with China. We can't, just because of our relationship with the US government, number one, and we think it's the right move. But there's 200, here's a figure that you should, that's really good. 200 Tesla-like factories being built in the world today. 65% of those are in China, though. That's a problem. That's an opportunity for us, though. Big opportunity for us. So these, the Tesla building's the largest building in the world, and there's 200 more being built. Not all Teslas, but just battery in general. So we will cherry pick the right countries and work with the right, countries to go forward, and the right states. Here in the United States, you could see us working on, old recycling a lot of military bases. You could see us using that, because this is the U.S. population has been throwing this stuff away. They're throwing away $10,000 a ton. Only 100,000 tons was even recycled 2 years ago in the whole world. That was only 5%. They threw away $19 billion in assets went into the ocean or the ground, because people just don't know. It's really an educational process that we have to educate people on the value of this. It's not a lead acid battery you get $200 a ton from. It's a lithium ion battery that you can get $10,000 a ton. And I'm not even counting the gold and the silver. So I'm just counting the stuff that we need. So hope that helped.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you foresee any acquisitions or partnerships?
Well, obviously we have a good market cap now, and we will continue to cherry pick the best partnerships, but also that we will have the best partnerships because we're Switzerland as far as we're concerned. We can work with everybody. We can help everybody. We'll help them. This business is just starting. We need to be helping everybody. And the people that don't want help are probably people we don't want to do business with anyway, right? Because they're scared or afraid or think they have something over everybody else. This business is just starting. It's just starting. People just need to, we don't have any competition, as far as what we're doing. We're the first of its kind doing this. And if we're economical and we're environmental, people will license our product, or work with us to develop these systems. But I could see us putting one of these plants in all these other plants, whether it's a hydro, whether it's a fuel cell plant around the world, or another gigafactory around the world, or just some other scrap yards around the world. We will put these plants because they'll generate a lot of revenue, but jobs for years. I mean, we're going to create 100 jobs in Fernley that'll last forever. I mean, you could see this factory having 2 and 3, levels of decades of employees in there, generations in there. I could see that. That's the kind of thing. I call it industrial technology. So it is the clean tech revolution. It is the next industrial revolution. But we want to bring everybody else in with us. So like we're working with the US government to create language that makes these critical minerals bought from a US company and, hopefully pointing it to us, right, from an environmental standpoint. But we're doing that for everybody. We're not doing it just for ourselves. We're doing it for the industry in the US. So it makes sense. But also points out we're one of the only ones doing this so far. But again, we want to collaborate with everybody. 200 different vendors, and it's in the process of being ordered. Some's been ordered, some's been procured. Some doesn't need to come in, has shorter lead time, so we just wait. Other ones, the longer lead time stuff's all in process. Yeah, it's a continual process. So when the plant's up, that equipment starts coming in September and starts getting commissioned. If everything goes right, that should be about the time all that equipment starts coming in. There are some steel issues in the world today which can hang up certain things, but we're moving around that. That's just design changes to cope with that. So I've always been in the opinion that we're not going to need to do a reverse unless the market just told us we had to do a reverse. If the market just went nut, if there was World War III and the market went down to whatever, then we'd probably have to do a reverse. But based on what we know, what we're doing, we don't think we have to do a reverse. But if we do, we do. But that's a game time decision. I've had people ask me about this for a year, and I say the same thing: game time decision. Had we been able to take advantage of our S3 in February when the price was up, but they didn't let us, our S3 wasn't effective yet, that would have been taken care of right then and there, fairly quickly. But, we're really close. So we're just really close. I'll just say this publicly. I don't want to do a reverse unless we have to. So, and I'm not gonna do a reverse quick just to do it to make some people happy. We're gonna do it for the best interest of all of our shareholders. It can take a while. We've been in the process for 6 weeks, so we're in really good shape. It's really we've rounded third base on this. The big decision is the reverse, what we do. And it's not a decision right now because we're just, well, that's true from the Q, but actually we actually have over 20, we're at like 19 million now. Because we brought in that other capital, but as of the Q date, that money wasn't there yet. But that money came in after, so we're in the $19 million range at this point. Well, grants bring in partnerships and then cash, but you can't look at the grant as, oh God, they got $4.5 million. That's going to take them over the hump. It's the partnerships in those grants. So in that particular grant, it's with the DOE and us leading it with DuPont Water Systems and then American Lithium's clay deposits. That's on that one. On the other grant that we're dealing with, bigger grants we're dealing with, there's all the car manufacturers. There's US Car. There's BASF. Those are all good relationships. But so what we've done is I turned down $150 million a month and a half ago. I turned down 50. I turned down 100 2 weeks ago, or God, I can't remember it all. 3 weeks ago now, because I was gone for 10 days. 3 weeks ago, we turned down 100 and just took in 15. And whenever we did that, or was it a month ago, we did that. We have the ability to take in money right now, a lot of money if we wanted to, but we're only working with selected accounts. So we're just, we're in a good position where we can just find really good long-term investors. As I say to everybody, this is not a short-term deal. If you're into this short-term, you shouldn't be in this. You should not be in this. Sell the stock, go buy another thing, get out. We are a long-term play. If you look at it as a long-term play, we're a long-term play. Having said that, we will, our board and our officers will sell stock when they can sell stock in the market at the right times and so forth, just because, we've been in this for 4 years and never sold anything, but not a tremendous amount. But the thing is, we will bring in more money, but selective. So, and you'll see that. And I think I can just point to what we just did. That was a huge fund out of Switzerland that had been investing in the EV business. And they came to us from one of our partners, and that's what we did. We will partner with everybody that we can partner with, that we think we can be collaborative and wants to partner with us, because we think it's in the best interest. Will there be money from those partnerships? Quite possibly. We have, like I talked about with the governments, I have companies that have come to us saying, hey, we will build those plants for you. So those are EPCs. EPCs build plants. EPCs are like Bechtel and those kind of Fluor, and those kind of companies are EPCs. We're working with some of the largest automotive EPCs in the world, guys that have over 400 plants in the world, which means they deal with every automotive company. So again, if we stay the line and stay the course and just stay as Switzerland, we're going to work with everybody. We'll end up working with everybody. And I think it's good. We could almost be like, I don't want to say Intel inside, but it's that kind of a situation that we could be. So a lot of people go, man, that's some big there's some big risk you took by not taking that money. But our feeling was we didn't like the investor. That was it. We just didn't like the investor. We didn't feel comfortable. We thought it'd come back, and we're staying the course. That's all. We're lucky that we can stay the course, by the way. It's really, I don't want to, it kind of sounds cocky and arrogant. Actually, all I can say is we're very confident. I'm not going to be cocky or arrogant. We won't be stupid that way. So I would do this. I would say this business is just beginning. It's just at a 1%. We don't know enough about that. We know a lot about this business, but we don't know enough. We need as much help as we can get. So if any of your members out there think they can help us in any way, I'd have them reach out to you and have them, and you could reach out to me, because we want as much help as we can from our shareholders. Because if you help us, you're helping yourself too. So if you have a skill set that you think can help us in this business over the next 5 years, I'd love to. This is a huge business. It's going to go you build a plant, it'll go for 50 years, creating jobs in the United States in areas that don't have the jobs and where plants have been taken down. We're middle America. I'm just looked at, certain army depots in the United States, where people have, there's 5,000 people in the town and there's 80% unemployment because they've just decommissioned the thing. Well, those are the kind of places where we can go in and build one of these plants and employ all those people at probably double the pay they were making before. And it'll be generation. It'll be generational. That's why you can really call it a clean tech revolution. It really is. Clean tech industrial or industrial tech or whatever you want to call it. It's what it is what it is. It's going to create a lot of jobs. Only waking up that, because last year we send most of this crap gets sent to China and we never see it again. So they're taking this stuff and laughing all the way to the bank because they're making tons of money on it, right? We don't want to deal with our garbage, right? It's kind of like solar. Everybody wants solar, but not in their own backyard, right? So if I can leave you with anything, it's, hey, if you can help us, reach out. We want to collaborate with you too.